Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Katrina Sokolova. I'm actually going to show you the next one before I share the websites. It's the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, also by Tori Hartman. This one's illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. They have very similar websites. Both have torihartman.com. But this one has watkinspublishing.co.uk. The other was watkinspublishing.com. In case you want to see that if it's not upside down. There we go. So very similar websites, but in case for some reason the co.uk is better for you, I just want to make sure that people know it's there, if that helps you. Okay. Which I'm guessing European people that works better for. I don't know if the pricing is better or how that works, but if it just takes you to the same place, just a different way. I don't know, but I just want you to have the information. This is Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Okay, so I like this for you guys. This is feeling really good for me, for you. Somebody is going to try to figure out what you're doing. And are you giving in? No. I'm getting the Knight of Pentacles for you. You're definitely, whatever this is, when it's all said and done, things are going to stay the same. Somebody might be trying to make a change. If you let them have that change, because it comes in very random with this Knight of Wands, if you let them kind of challenge what's going on, and you do this change, it's short-lived, and you're going to go right back to the way it was. I don't feel like you're going to be happy with that in the sense of, like, that's time wasted. We don't want to do that. Whatever it is they're coming forward is very short-lived, because I'm getting you're going to see that sooner rather than later, because the wheel is here saying, it's kind of like the weather. It's kind of like, you know, if you're in the middle of January, for example, I'm in New York, so once in a great while, we have a heat spell in January. I think it was probably like 2 decades ago, I remember. It was like 60s. It's in the 60s for like a week, which is extremely rare in January. We're more likely to have below zero weather. But anyway, it's kind of like having 60-degree weather in January for a week. It's kind of like, oh, this feels great. But you're going to realize right off the bat that, like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't seem normal. This doesn't seem right. It's hard to believe that it's going to stay. And again, if we're using that example, to you it's like 60-degree weather in January when you're used to below zero. It's kind of like, oh, this is odd. It's lasting a week. Like, I know that people are like, oh, spring came early. And you're like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know why it's so nice, but it's probably not permanent. You're going to realize that this doesn't make sense, but people are going to be like, no, let's make the best of it. Let's make the best of it and kind of move things forward. Like, it's just kind of like, you know that this isn't the right time to move things forward. Like, it doesn't feel right to you. This is out of place, out of season. I think that's why I'm using that analogy, because, like, whatever's happening is out of season. So it's kind of like 60-degree weather in January. You wouldn't plant things. You would wait until that 60-degree weather shows up in, like, April, May, at least where I live, it would be April or May. You would know that that doesn't make sense. If you put things in the ground now, when the freezing temperature comes back, that's going to be ruined. That's going to be wasted time. Not a good idea. But it's almost like people are trying to push that forward too soon, and you're like, oh, I know this is out of season. This isn't right. This is going to fail. To you, it seems quite obvious. And it's kind of like, people are like, no, we should do it. And you're like, I don't think that's right. You got the Three of Swords. You're like, no, I don't think that's right. I really don't think that's right. Hold your ground. Hold your ground for 2 reasons. Whoever this is, they need to learn 2 things. One, that this is out of season. And they also need to understand that you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing. And they need to get that under their belt. If you just kind of let them go their way and you do your own thing, I just feel like they don't learn either. They don't learn that you're the one to listen to, that you know what you're doing, and they don't learn what's really right and what's really wrong. So it's like a double fail for them. You need them to understand who you are. They need to see you for the intelligent planner that you are. They need to see that. It's important. For whatever reason, it's important they see that. if they're able to do that, because they feel like you do have an influence, they are saying whoever this is, you do have an influence on them. And it may seem like you're just being stubborn, and they may even tell you you're just being stubborn. This is the time to use that energy, be stubborn. Sometimes it's not stubborn, sometimes it's just holding the line because it's the right thing to do. So stubborn is kind of like, that's how, it depends on somebody like interprets it. Stubborn to them may be just like what's necessary to you. So it's, I don't know, sometimes that word stubborn, it's like, does it really apply here? Or are you just holding things together the way they should be held together? So, view it, because I feel like there's this energy of kind of like, oh, Virgo, you're just being stubborn. Don't be so stubborn. It's not stubborn when you're right. That's what I think I'm trying to get to. Like, is it really stubborn if you're right? You do have an impact on them. If you're holding it back and you're like, no, don't go for, no, and you're just kind of like, I'm not budging. I'm not budging because I know I'm right. It's different to not budge when you know you're right versus I'm not budging just because I don't want to. It's not like you're just sitting there holding your breath. That's not helping anything. But if you're like, no, I'm not moving because I know my number's going to get called and I want to be here when my number's called, so I'm not moving because I need to be here when the right time comes. That's different. I'm not moving because I just don't want to. That doesn't serve anything. There's a difference, and they maybe need to know that too, because you're also teaching whoever this is that. There's a difference between stubborn and doing what's right. In this case, you're doing what's right. I mean, I'm a water sign, but earth signs and water signs, they tend to have more of those stubborn qualities when they need to. It just depends on how it's being used, if it's serving or if it's good or bad. It's a quality. It's a quality of those signs. It depends how it's working for you or against you at the moment. This isn't stubborn. This is holding it together the way you need to. Like, this isn't just a stubborn card. This is like holding it together when you need to. They'll learn. I feel like you need to let them know. Even if you tell them and you're like, I'm not moving, and you're telling them don't do it, and you're telling them don't do it, and maybe they do it anyway, because there's a chance they might do it anyway. As long as you impress upon them that you said it was a bad idea and you're not going, and they realize that you gave them that advice, if they go against it, they'll learn. If they have to learn the hard way, they'll learn the hard way, like, oh yeah, the Virgo was right. I should have listened. I should have, because it's not like Virgo just says, just do what I say. Typically, from what I understand of Virgo, they'll be like, do it this way, and here is why. I feel like Virgos usually explain. I feel like you guys usually do. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but like, you'll give like, don't do that, and here's why. Or do this, and here's why. Like, there's usually sound reason behind it, and you guys are within reason. Whatever you feel is correct, you'll give a reason behind it. You don't just, I don't feel like Virgo expects people to just go, oh, okay. I don't feel like Virgo usually does that. Like, listen to me, do it this way, and here's why. Because they'll learn the hard way. If they learn the hard way and they go against it, still, you'll give a reason, and they'll be like, yeah, the Virgo said, and I should have listened, and I didn't. That's fine. As long as you put that information out there, as long as you try to really encourage them to, like, don't do this. Don't do it. I'm telling you, this is out of season. You're going to plant that stuff. It's January. The cold weather will be back, and you're going to lose it all. You're going to have wasted money and wasted time. And Virgo's like, I'm not here for that. Nope. Virgo's not. Virgo is never there for that. Virgo never shows up to waste their time. I just don't believe it. Whatever way it plays out, they will respect you in the long run. Even if they go against it, they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, you were right. I don't know if you're going to literally get the I'm sorry, but you're going to see them kind of coming back your way, kind of like, I should have stuck with the Virgo. That energy is going to come in. Things work out good for you. I feel like you have the ability to forgive. I'm not really worried about it. Kind of like, it's going to be obvious that they know you were right. And in some form, they're kind of making it up to you in some form. I don't know if it's like a verbal I'm sorry. It could be. But there's something here where they're trying to like show you like, I wish I listened to you type energy. I feel like a lot of people have difficulty. I could be wrong, but it feels like, at least what I'm used to, a lot of people have a difficulty verbalizing like I'm sorry, but they'll show you through action like I'm sorry. They'll show it through action rather than speak it. So however you feel about that, I'm just saying it's out there. Because I feel like they're gonna grow. They're gonna feel the grief from it. Like the grief, I'm feeling like they're kind of bummed out about how it worked out. They're kind of like, oh, I really wish that spring came early. I really wish that spring came in January. Well, you don't live in a tropical location unless you do, but you know what I mean. You get it. And they will persevere. They will learn from it. They will grow from it. They will learn from it. Grow and learn are the strong ones here. They will grow from it. They will learn from it. They will get better. They will improve. Growth is growth. And if I'm going to get on the Virgo bandwagon again, it's one thing that Virgo highly values is growth. I'm getting not just a little growth. Like, if you're trying to make $100, a penny more is not it's good, but you're not hanging out for a penny more. It's notable growth. If you're trying to work on $100, this is at least $10 towards it. You know what I'm saying? It's significant. Maybe not the most growth, but there's some growth. It's not like they're just throwing pennies at you. Okay, you know what I mean? It's probably more. It's significant growth. I think that's the word I'm trying to say. So, significant to you. Are we good? I think we're good. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. And thank you for watching.